Hi guys, Farjaman101 here, back with our second CIL prep video. So this is my friend Matty B, or Pokemon Master 121. His YouTube link is in the description down below. He's part of the CIL, which is a draft league composed by, there's a lot of my good friends in there who I know from overseas and that. So Matty took over a team. If you missed our last video, I'm just going to quickly recap it. So Matty took over a team there, but one of the coaches felt he couldn't finish the season, or hadn't got time to finish the season. This was Matt's last match of the season. Unfortunately, he wasn't going to make playoffs. So but however, he was super nervous for it, and I said, well, do you want me to do a quick team build using the stuff that the guys got, your opponents got, just so you can get used to battling it, and we can maybe sort of troubleshoot things that may or may not work and spot any weaknesses that you might bring. So that is what we did. The first two matches are... the first two matches we did are up. I didn't save all of them, only saved a few of them. So the first two matches are up. They'll be linked at the end of this video. So if you haven't seen those, skip to the end and click the link to go back and watch them, and then come back to the start of this one and watch this one, maybe, who knows. This is a really shenanigans-y set that I made with the guys' team. One of the reasons I was really looking forward to doing this with Matt was it means I get to play with ones I don't generally tend to use. So I don't tend to run Ubers, so Mew, Entei and Zygarde I never get to use. Tentacruel, I've never used one before. I am loving a bit of Tentacruel, actually. It's a really good one. And Sylveon I've never really used as well. Not that I dislike it, I've just never got around to using one. So, and as you can see, we've got a Conkeldurr. I've run Chuckles my Conkeldurr for a while now in doubles and love him. So any opportunity to run a Conkeldurr, I'm a happy boy for. So, as you can see, Matt is bringing with him Infernape, Mantine, Magearna, Porygon, Gigalith, and Crocodile. Shades for Crocodile. Matt actually run the one before this, but for some reason when I've gone to re-download these, it doesn't like Showdown saved it, so I can't upload that one, unfortunately. He actually played really well in that one. He played round Conkeldurr fantastically with a couple of predictions. So this is the second game we had that night. So we'll jump in, guys, and we'll see how we get on. So Matt's actually going to open up with his Infernape. The team's not drastically changed. I think he changed a few moves up since the last time he battled, though. As we're going to bring Conkeldurr. So we're going to protect turn one. Flare Blitz is going to connect. It's not going to do too much. It gives us a chance to get our Flame Orb activated as well. So nice little play there at the start. Matt is going to switch out because he knows that a Guts boosting Matt Punch is going to hurt. He gets the Intimidate off, but we actually predict that switch and go straight for a Drain Punch, and Crocodile is not going to live that. I just figured he knew Matt Punch was super obvious, so he might go into something to try and live it and then KO back, so something that was outspeeding me. So we see Infernape come back in. And we go for a Matt Punch. Unfortunately, it gets crisp, but it isn't enough to KO the Infernape, and the Flare Blitz is going to one-shot us, so definitely, I think he over-predicted that turn, but we sort of called that first switch in, but that's just cost him his Infernape, unfortunately, as well as his Gigalith. So, not a bad start. We're down Conkeldurr, but we've tried Conkeldurr basically for two big threat mons. So, as we see Mantine come out, so I saw this as a really good opportunity to try some new Shenanigans stuff, which I don't do very often. I'm not very much of a Shenanigans setup player, so, but I saw an opportunity with Mew here to do that. So, we're going to go for a bulk up. And we're going to go for another bulk up. So the idea here is we bulk up as much as we can, and then when we get to a point where we either need to switch or there's an opportunity to switch safely, we bat and pass into Entei. Unfortunately for us, it doesn't quite work out like that, as you'll see, because I'm a bit of a muppet. So we go for another bulk up that turn. We get the burn synchronized on Mantine as well, so we're getting a nice little bit residual there. We go for another bulk up. We get to +2, +2.5, +2.5 as Mantine goes for a sub. So I didn't want to bring something in while this was... I couldn't really bring Entei in while this thing was sat behind a substitute, because it could have just scalded me, which would have been bad times before we could KO it back. So we're going to bulk up again. We're going to get to +3, +3. Mantine can't really do too much to us. He goes for an Ice Beam. Does a nice little chunk, but we're easily, even with burn, we're easily living another one of those. With our lefties, he's just going to offset the burn, to be fair. So we need to break this thing sub before we can attempt the bat and pass in. So we go for a return, which does a massive amount of damage to the substitute and does break it. We are at +3 though. As he goes for an Ice Beam. So the plan here was to click bat and pass. Unfortunately, I just clicked on Entei and switched Entei in. So the +3, +3 didn't work. So we go into Entei. I'm thinking I've got a +3 Entei on the field. So even if he went for a Scald that turn, I figured he might try and sub actually. As he goes into the Porygon. So I'm like, good times, this is dead to a +3 Flare Blitz. But no. And then at this point I realised, how the hell did that live? Oh, I didn't click Baton Pass. Well, rip. So Porygon gets a Toxic off. I'm still a bit sulky because I'm an idiot. Flare Blitz is going to connect. It's not going to... As Porygon gets a recover off. So I'm like, oh, this thing would be clear if I'd managed to get that... If I'd not been such an idiot. Toxic is going to start taking its toll on Entei as well. So we're going to switch out. We're going back into Tentacruel here. As Matty goes for a recover. So it's a good chance for us here to just try and get set up a little bit. So we get a nice sub off with Tentacruel. As he goes for a Thunder Wave, which is going to fail thankfully because of our sub. So we can go for Toxic Spikes. So we can just get a few things set up. It's only really going to affect the Gigalith and potentially Porygon if it switches back in. But Residual's always good. We get 2 Laser Spikes up. And just go for a nice Sludge Bomb there just to get a little bit of damage. I was kind of hoping for a Poison at this point on Porygon just so we could start whittling it down, but it doesn't look like that's happening for us anytime soon. We go for another sub. We're going to get a nice bit of health back because we are Citrus Berry as well. As I say, Shenanigans he sets all around really with this one. As he switches out, he's going to go out into Magearna. As this is a really nice little switch for him because it does give him the opportunity to set up. We can't really hit it too hard with anything. Sludge Bomb is immune. We can go for a Scald. It does 20%, which means he potentially can get really, really big setup in our face right now. And Toxic Spikes aren't going to affect this thing because of the Steel typing again because it is immune. So a really good little switch there by Matt. We're sort of forced to go out into Entei and just try and put some pressure on. As he goes for a Calm Mind and goes for a setup. We're just going to click Flare Blitz because we are Scarfed Entei. So we are definitely outspeeding this thing. I think he's dropping like a rock to a Flare Blitz. So thankfully that thing's gone. It's not going to be able to set up and sweep us. However, Entei is getting scary low. We might still want to preserve this thing though. Because obviously speed is handy just to be able to bring him in and just quickly revenge kill something off that's been whittled down or low. But instead we're going to Flare Blitz because we're probably stupid. No, because I figured at this point we're actually in a good place. So Facade is going to kick in. It's going to take us out. Facade Gigalith is actually really scary. I didn't realise how scary it is until we played this match. Not something I'd ever thought of. Tentacruel is going to come back out. I'm thinking, oh, we can bulk it. It's not a problem. We get a nice big Scald off. It is super effective. However, Facade is going to go. Matt is going to go for another Facade, and that just destroys our face. I mean, we're especially bulky, not physically bulky, but still, geez, that hurts. But the right play here for us was to just go into Sylveon, because what we can do is we can just go straight up Protect. Between toxic damage, this thing will drop. If he goes for another Facade, it's not going to do anything. Toxic will then pick up the KO on this thing. So we could have gone out into... Yeah, I didn't want to risk losing anything else at that point, and that was easily the best play on our part, because it just means we can kill it for free. We're behind the Protect screen, so Mantine's going to roost, so I'm like, right, okay, you want to play that game? Well, welcome to set up Sylveon. So we're going to start Calm Minding off here. And there's a couple of things I could do. I can Calm Mind, then Baton Pass it into Zygarde, or we can just Calm Mind up with Sylveon and just start picking up KOs. He's actually going to switch out into Porygon. So we're going to get nice Toxic off on the Porygon, which is kind of something I was hoping to do late this game anyway. So we get another free Calm Mind set up here. So I figured he might go for a Toxic or something. Sandstorm is going to subside. So we actually go for Protect here just to escape. I wasn't sure whether he's packing Toxic, which sometimes these things do, which he does. So Protect was a nice little play on our part there. It gets a bit more poison damage off on this thing as well. So I'm just going to Calm Mind again, because I'm thinking, well, if he goes for a Toxic, that's fine, because he goes for a Toxic. I'm like, that's fine. I've got a Lumberry. I don't care. And it burns another turn of Toxic damage on you, mate. So that little Lumberry worked out. It does go for a T-Wave that turn though. I think at this point, yeah, Paras was probably his only chance, his best bet to be fair, because we've still got Mew and Zygarde left, so, and we can still set up Mew on the Mantine if we need to. Porygon's in trouble. Ice Beam's not going to do too much or anything. We're just going to keep Calm Minding. Mainly because I just want to be able to get to a point where we can just one-shot everything as it comes in. Porygon goes down to Toxic that turn anyway, so. As we've seen Mantine come in, who is burned, so Scald's going to do nothing. So basically Matt at this point, I think he needs like 6 crits and a load of 4 paras, but he gets his first para. He's going to get leftovers recovery, but the burn's just going to take that off him. Yeah, Scald's doing like 4 at a time. And we're just going to click Hyper Voice, and I'm actually surprised that didn't KO, but he will go down to burn. Oh, no, it doesn't quite go down to burn. But he's dead next turn coming up anyway, so. He goes for a Roost, which is fine. It's probably the right play, to be fair. There's not much else he can do, hoping for a para, as Hyper Voice is just going to connect. But I'm really surprised that first Hyper Voice at +3 didn't KO. But there we go. What can you do? So that's going to be game for us. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. If you do, please stick around. There'll be another one up shortly. I'll speak to you soon. Hi guys, welcome back. So this was going to be the 4th CIL match up test for, prep match that I helped Matty B with. However, when I've clicked on it to watch it back later, it turns out it isn't. This is actually a random battle we had just after we'd done his CIL match, which he did win, and he won it brilliantly. He got a really good sweep off with it. So that should be on the CIL Twitter page. I'll link that down in the description below, so you can probably hunt through that and find it yourself. You're looking for the match with the Pheromosas versus the Charizards, if I remember correctly. So this is actually just a random battle that we played just after the match itself, I believe. But it was quite a fun match, and unlike a lot of these random battles where sometimes the teams are a bit one-sided, the teams are actually fairly even. We both had a couple of legendaries and some good mons, and there's some good play, so I thought I'd add this onto the end of this video just as almost like kind of a little bonus to make up the fact that we're missing one of the prep ones. So we'll jump straight in. So I actually get to use the Celesteela. For those of you watching my video, I hate this thing. He actually opens up with Marat, which is like worst case scenario for a Celesteela. So we're going to switch straight out. We're actually going out into Ho-Ho, the beautiful bird, who, again, I don't get to use very often. We're going to get Flare Blitzed. It is resisted. We do live it quite well, actually, for a Marowak. And we are lefties, so we're going to get a bit leftovers recovery as well. Maybe he's going to switch out. He's going out into his Kingdra. As we just go for an Earthquake, so a nice little switch by him actually, because Earthquake would have done a lot of damage to the Marowak. It probably would have KO'd. I was surprised to see Earthquake on Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho is going to switch. We're going to switch out though, because obviously Scald is super obvious. We've actually got a Parasect which has Dry Skin, so we're going to be immune to the incoming Waterfall. So it's a nice little switch for us. I don't believe we've got Sleep Powder though, which is a problem, because Sleep Powder would have been super clutch on that switch out. Oh, we do. We've got Spore. So, yeah, we haven't got Sleep Powder. We've got Spore, sorry. So, we're going to put Marowak to sleep. So, a nice little play there by us. As we're going to get Parasect set up behind the substitute. So, Parasect is one of those ones. Unfortunately for us, he does get first turn wake up. I was like, really? Really? Because I never get first turn wake up. Second turn wake up even. I'm usually asleep forever. We go for a knockoff. We're going to knock off Thick Club, which does limit this thing's damage output, but we're still a Parasect. So we're switching out. We're not going to deal with this thing. We're going to go straight back out into Ho-Ho. Predicting a fire type move of some sort, which we do. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage. Obviously with Regenerator, we've got all our health back up, which is handy. So Ho-Ho is really good. We see Marowak switch out. And back in comes the Kingdra. So we went for an aerial Brave Bird, sorry, which does a nice big chunk of damage onto the Kingdra. Not quite enough to KO. As he goes for Draco, which does a ton of damage, but we are going to live it, thankfully. This is the bulky of the Ho-Ho set. So there's another Brave Bird that's going to connect. It's going to bop the Kingdra. I'm not sure what set that Kingdra is. It could have been Critdra. It's either Critdra or Swift Swim. Looking at the team, I think it was probably Critdra. You see Latias come out here, so Latias is not something I want to deal with in a hurry. So we're going to switch back out here. We're going out into Celesteela. I'm really hoping we can bulk some damage off this thing. But this Celesteela set is like no Celesteela set I've ever seen. They're usually really stally. This one seems to be an attacking set. I would argue it doesn't work, as you'll see. He has got hidden power. That does a ton of damage. We are weakness policy Celesteela. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We go for a flash cannon. Does nothing. As hidden power is just going to crit us. Crit did not matter, and KO us. So yeah, Celesteela is usually really specially bulky and a nightmare to deal with. For some reason I got the special attacking set, physical attacking set, I don't know. Side shot from Latias at +1 is going to KO Ho-Ho, unfortunately. So I'm a bit worried at this point, but we're going to go into Glalie here while I try and work out how I deal with this thing. As he just bops us with so unfortunately for Glalie, he's going to start getting his minus defense drops though, which is handy for us. I know we can calm mine back up. We've got 2 Mons left though. I think one of them is Slazzle, so I've run Slazzle myself. I haven't run this particular set. It's similar to what I run. So this is the Nasty Plot Air Balloon set, which is pretty cool. You can see Carmine from Latios there. As we are just going to straight up go on the offensive now. So we're going to go for a Sludge Ray because it is our best bet. It does a butt ton damage but doesn't quite pick up the KO. In fact, luckily for us, Latias misses the Draco Meteor because otherwise I think that would have been game right there. So another Sludge Rage is going to connect and KO over Latias though, so that's good news for us. As he goes back out into the Toxicroak. So Toxicroak in his tiny whiteys might be a bit of a problem. He goes for a Sucker Punch. It doesn't do too much. It does pop our balloon though. As Slazzle, we can go for another hidden power. I'm not sure what this hidden power was actually. Can't remember. But there we go. What can you do? This match was a while ago. Super effective on the Toxicroak. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage. Should be a 2-hit KO. He goes for another Sucker Punch because he knows hidden power is incoming, and there's not a lot you can do about that one. So he could have switched, but I don't think Marowak would have liked to have switched on it. Could have been hidden power. Yeah, it's not hidden power ground. Hidden power ghost. No. Don't know. Trying to work it out, but no. We do KO again. Hidden Power connects, does KO over Marowak. As Persian comes in, Unnerve's going to kick him. That's fine. I don't think we've got anything varies anyway. We're going to land the +2 Fire Blast. That is going to one-shot the Persian. So Slazzle, he's slowly bringing this match back to us, thankfully. As he goes into his last mon, which is Legion, it makes up for one of my ones being a Paris, I suppose. And so these teams were actually quite fairly evenly done. I've done a couple of matches the night before, one against Spinder where the match was just, my team was horrendous and he literally got a team of legendaries. It was all fun and good fun. So we Fire Blast Legion and KO over Legion. And that's going to be the game for us, courtesy of Slazzle. So, hope you enjoyed that one, guys. I'm sorry I didn't get another one of the CR matches up on there. I really thought I got 4 of them, but it turns out I'd only got 3 plus this bonus one at the end. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. Leave any comments in the comment section. I always try and reply back to them. And if you're new to the channel, looking forward to more content, please go ahead and hit that sub button down below and so you'll be able to be notified whenever more content goes up on the channel. I've been Fardreamer101, and if I don't see you around, I will see you on Battlespot. Take care for now. Bye.